So unfortunately, 3 Americans were killed. I want to go through details of this and other things that's happening, and let's jump right in. So it says 3 Americans killed in ISIS attack in Syria. Trump says vowing to retaliate. It's near a base here, Al 10th military base. The attack was in Palmyra. This was also the headline today. Trump leans into isolation as challenges mount at home. And basically, as I was going through all the news and to share it with you, I feel like the U.S. is just way overextended, and we're also burning our bridges with our partnerships and with our allies and going alone. So we're doing too much and alone, and regardless of your point of view, the U.S. role in the world, I think you don't want to be alone, especially in this kind of world that we're in. And then at the moment, it looks like Trump's going to probably try to escalate forces or whatever in the Middle East. I wouldn't doubt it, right? That's essentially what we're doing. We're using the military and ships on Venezuela, right? The small boats there also, right? The tankers and the boats. This was just reported. I think this happened before, but now they're just letting us know about it. U.S. boarded ship and seized cargo heading to Iran from China. So the seizure was last month. We're involved with all kinds of things. Let me read the details of what they're saying regarding what happened in Syria. I know it's hard to keep track of all this, but this is from the Pentagon. Today in Palmyra, Syria, 2 United States Army soldiers and 1 civilian U.S. interpreter were killed, and 3 were wounded. The attack occurred as the soldiers were conducting a key leader engagement. Their mission was in support of ongoing counter-ISIS, counterterrorism operations in the region. The soldiers' names, as well as identifying information about their units, are being withheld until 24 hours after the next of kin notification. This attack is currently under active investigation. I had heard that they killed a lone gunman, but that's how they described it. But I don't know much else about the attack other than what's here. Hegseth says the savage who perpetrated this attack was killed by partner forces. Let it be known, if you target Americans anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you. The White House put out this statement then from Trump. We mourn the loss of 3 great American patriots in Syria, 2 soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter. Likewise, we pray for the 3 injured soldiers who, it has just been confirmed, are doing well. This was an ISIS attack against the United States and Syria, in a very dangerous part of Syria that is not fully controlled by them. The president of Syria, Ahmed al-Sharaa, is extremely angry and disturbed by this attack. There will be very serious retaliation. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And we're probably going to extend even more. I wouldn't be shocked here. I also want to go into the isolation thing. It was interesting reading through this stuff because it's hard to keep track of everything. But basically, the U.S. is isolating ourselves in terms of tourism, right? So we're driving down tourism. We're also chasing away foreign products and foreign partnerships, right? Trade, essentially. And which is, that has all sorts of implications in itself. We're pushing down immigration, which has other implications, affects many families, hurts many industries. And, then we have the military stuff that we're also doing. Again, we're overextended, and then we're also pissing off our allies. There's always so much to talk over every day. I can't go through everything. But I do want to go through over things that you may not have heard. So, for example, this was actually important to understand. It says European diplomats are dissociating in Trump's Washington. And basically what it is, now is the end of the year. You have all of your essentially holiday parties, get-togethers and stuff like that. And, this is from Politico, and they're just talking to both, former diplomats and then, current people in this attending the parties. And I guess the mood is just not great among our allies, which is nothing shocking. But essentially what you want to be doing, and this is just a good business partner, a good, politics, is you want to strengthen your relationships during this time. It's the end of the year. Just be a person you want to be around. I'll put it that way. And, from Trump's point of view, they want to fire like all these federal workers, and that was earlier with the Elon Musk stuff, right? So you've already created a negative impact on people who work for the government, basically put it in most simplest terms. And so like there could be people who are long employees of the federal government who have built personal contacts and relationships with people in other countries, right? And this is the same as in business, is like if you get rid of the people with the most experience and the most competent, and you bring in a bunch of Trump lackeys and key roles, it just really ruins the morale and also ruins how we are represented as a nation. I know sometimes these maybe sound like unhappy or give you the bad news too much about the USA, but I just want to tell you what's going on. And when we ruin these kind of things, and someone was saying it's kind of like Trump wants to pull up the drawbridge and go to sit in the castle by himself, kind of stuff, right? And I mean that's really what it is. I mean, I'll give you another example. What else is going on? I guess he wants to take control of the golf courses in D.C. Like, you read this stuff, it's just so ridiculous. Trump takes first step in possible bid to control D.C.'s public golf courses. It's like, great, right? Of course he does. Or they're tweeting this out also. This is their Christmas message. This is from the White House. CC Democrats hate, double hate, loathe entirely. This is our Christmas message from the White House today. How the illegals stole healthcare. Great. We got a picture of the Grinch of the handcuffs. It's just like totally messed up, right? All the time. And so no wonder that our allies are pulling away. One person said it was interesting. They were saying because of the current, U.S. leadership and such, it's made them reach out to other allies other than USA and find more reliable partners. I thought that was an interesting thing. So basically, another way to think about it too is like, say, when USA withdraws our people from places that not talking about military, just you could say just having an embassy, just having a presence. When we withdraw, then other countries will step in to fill that gap, right? Because if you want to have a successful nation, you just can't do it alone. You don't have all the things that you need. That's why you trade, So for example, let's say you're short on wood, just for example, lumber. And as USA, you might need to get that from Canada. Maybe you should build partnerships over there, and then maybe we have something that they need, right? That's what you do. And it's not just resources, it's also people. And also you don't want to think about it like, I just only want to be with you because I need something from you. It's just like you build a partnership so that we both benefit together, because having more friends and more allies makes us stronger. I'll put it that way. And so whenever I read about all of this stuff that we're doing, and when I say the overextension stuff, one of the things that the Trump people did when they first came in, they wanted to get rid of as many intel people as possible, right? So we're losing, and that's basically based, intelligence, like knowing what's going on around the world, and also just having partnerships and people who have established contacts. And that's one of the things that's really hard to put into words, to where, and anyone who's worked a long time in various jobs, you know this, to where when you build a relationship with someone, like you're okay trusting telling people things, and you say, okay, I need to tell you something, but you can't share with anyone else, kind of stuff, and you get used to sharing information, both official channels and back channels. And so I worry when Trump does this kind of stuff. So for example, what Trump says, and this is Trump saying here, where he's going to say, hey, we're going to escalate, or whatever. What does he say? He says there will be a serious retaliation. Okay. So this kind of thing, I would want to know all the details about the attack. I also want to know what are we doing there? What's our mission? You want to keep the morale up, obviously, of troops. And I don't want to overextend. And so this is, obviously you want good intel on any of this stuff, but let's say if you removed our most experienced people, then what's the proper way to respond, right? And I think this, I guess, example how Trump responds to serious matters like this. And there's a lot of things going on. I think we have even problems right now in Oregon. I saw that there's flooding there. FEMA may able to come in, but this is why you want competent people who can act in a situation that's highly volatile and highly uncertain. And just Trump's not your guy. I think you know this, and it's not just Trump alone. It's all the people that he brings in. So I'll tell you guys what's going on. I'm sorry today is a little bit somber mood, but I was sorry to hear about this situation, and I wish a quick recovery for the people who were wounded. I heard that they were medevaced out. And that's all I have to say about this today, and I'll give you updates on other things going on in the next video. So thank you for watching.